Hey guys, Professor Bill of Comic Book University.
You actually thought that it was puny mortals. Hello beautiful people, how is everybody doing today? Your boy Lewis coming to you once again through the power of Comic Book University and the Geek Fortress combined to make an epic video. And today we're going to talk about Barrier number 1 and number 2. I found out a little too late that number 1 and the issue from Free Comic Book Day was the exact same story, so I apologize in advance that they are both under the same video. But they released them both, like the actual release, on the same day, so we're gonna be doing both. Good? Good. So to start first with issue number 1, or the Free Comic Book Day edition, this is gonna be a quick one. It's easy because it's mostly pictures. We do have a couple of panels that have some part of the story, and one of the cool things about this comic book, guys, is that it doesn't read like this, but instead it reads like this. It opens up this way. I'll show you a picture right here so you can see how it reads. It's like this. So instead of opening vertically, I guess you would say, you open it horizontally, but yeah. So we see two stories. We see a story from an immigrant who's coming all the way from Honduras, and we are shown his trek through the Mexico. There is a couple countries that he goes through. He goes through Mexico, and eventually he's gonna come over into the U.S. So there's parts in the book that I'm not gonna lie, if you don't speak Spanish and you're not able to read Spanish, you won't be able to understand them. So that's one of the little downfalls about it. And it looks like this is gonna be going something throughout the whole story. But the creators, the writers, that's the whole point, because one of the creators is Hispanic, so he wants to go ahead and be able to put some of that culture in there, which I personally enjoy, me being of the Hispanic culture. So at first you think that this is going to be some kind of border patrol story. You're not really aware. It's called Barrier, so you think there's going to be some sort of barrier in the maybe between Mexico and the US. I don't know. It's the right time to make a story like this. You guys know what I mean. So you think, oh my god, okay, so that's cool. And then we see the two stories take place of the immigrant and this girl who lives in Texas. And this girl's having issues. There's been dead horses in her farm showing up, so she's like thinking that it's maybe the cartel doing something because she's too close to Mexico, and then maybe they're killing her cattle and her horses just as a warning. But it's a little bit more terrifying than that. So we get to the end of this first issue, whether you bought the first issue or you got the Free Comic Book Day edition, which by the way, I put it as a top 5 in my video that I did for top 5 best Free Comic Book Day comic books. Some of you guys didn't see that. Cheap plug. So I did have a feeling that it was going to be a good story, and I was alright. So this first book ends with the American girl from Texas and the Hispanic guy from Honduras meeting. He crosses the border, he makes it through, and he's sleeping in her farm, in her field, whatever you would call it. And she points a shotgun at him, thinking that he's the one who's been killing her horses and her cattle. But she is wrong. First issue ends with both of them being up into the sky. Yeah. Can you say fire in the sky? Anybody? No? Have you seen that movie? Maybe just me? Issue number 2 picks up with the government seeing that there is some UFO flying around the area, and then they just see that it beams out of the way, and they're like, okay, this isn't a drill, Houston. I think Houston, it's only for NASA, so scratch that. This isn't a drill, Cornell Sanders. And we cut right into, literally, into the ship, because you get to see what happened when they got sucked up. So the guy, whose name is Oscar, I believe, and the girl whose name I'm forgetting right now, I'm sorry about that, they meet each other in the ship, and she's like butt naked. Somehow, in the process, she lost her clothes. So that's what this comic book is, very mature rated. If it was a TV show, I would rate it TVMA. It is definitely a R-rated comic book, movie style, but it is strong. There's a lot of bad words both in English and in Spanish. And then when I saw the butt naked girl, I was like, wow, it's gonna be one of those. And I'm talking about like full frontal. So be aware and don't be surprised when you open the page and you're like, oh, hoo-ha! Long story short, they start talking to each other, kinda, because they don't speak each other's language. And she kinda says that she took French in high school and she doesn't remember anything about it. And he just kinda understands it, but not really. But they manage to communicate with each other through survival, because if you don't, you're going to die. So there's little interaction, and there's like this like tripod looking things. It reminds me of like War of the Worlds kind of thing. Like the tripods, and they're standing inside, and then they're like analyzing them. It's not gonna be good. Whatever it is, it's not going to be good. Or maybe it is. We don't find out, because the comic book ends with her getting teleported or snatched into another part of the ship, where these two balls transform into like aliens, and then they start talking to each other in a dialect we don't understand. We only see colors, and then she's like, what? And her ear starts to bleed. And that's the end of the second book, guys. Again, some of it you might not be able to understand because of the Spanish. I don't understand why they did that. I don't know if they were only going for the Hispanic audience, but I do think that you will still pick up on it if you only read the English dialect, because you understand what's going on. Hey, if you guys read it and then you guys want like a translation or something, feel free to leave a comment below and I will translate the panels for you. That's no problem. That's what I'm here for. I hope you guys get these two books, guys. And if you got it for free comic book day and you just have it on the side, you haven't read it yet, pick it up, read the first one, and you'll see that you're going to enjoy it. This is why both of these comics together get a B+. That's right. But what do you guys think about Barrier number 1 and 2? Let me know in the comment section below, guys. As per usual, you guys have been awesome. I have been Lewis. Do me a favor, guys. Stay awesome and geek on. And in the words of Professor Bill, class dismissed. Later, guys.